Is this the biggest failure of a super team in NBA history? Possibly, but how on earth did we even get here? On the 9th of February 2023, the Phoenix Suns made a blockbuster trade, acquiring Kevin Durant, giving up large parts of their future, including Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and 4 future first-round picks. But when the playoffs came along a couple months later in the Western semifinals, the later champions, the Denver Nuggets, proved to be too talented for the Booker, KD, and CP-led team.
Moving on to the conference finals for the second time in 4 years.
Especially after Paul's injury earlier in the series. So prior to the 2023-24 season, in June 2023, eager for more change, the Suns would acquire Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards, giving up an aging Chris Paul, as well as 4 future first-round pick swaps. This signing created a brand new Big Three: Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. Despite the dynamic scoring ability of all 3 players, the similarities in their game style caused critics and fans to raise eyebrows at the new-look Suns.
It's all right. I mean, I'm not sold on it. I'm certainly not Kendrick Perkins. I don't know what the hell he's talking about, the best team in the NBA.
But who was actually pulling these strings in the front office? Insert Matt Ishbia, a walk-on point guard for Michigan State from 1999 to 2002. Also the CEO of a multi-billion-dollar mortgage lender founded by his father, Matt Ishbia became the owner of the Phoenix Suns in late 2022, just months before the Kevin Durant trade.
Ishbia's been there less than 4 months, and he has traded for Kevin Durant, got into an altercation with the league MVP, fired his coach, and now has traded for Bradley Beal.
Anyways, less than 2 years prior, the Suns, led by Devin Booker and Chris Paul, made it all the way to the NBA Finals. An overachieving season, no doubt, but this enhanced expectations as a franchise was something they may not have been ready for. Fast forward to this season. Finishing the regular season as the 6th seed, saw the Suns face the Timberwolves in the first round. And the general belief was that this was going to be a close series, especially considering Phoenix won all 3 games during the season. But no, this couldn't have been further from what happened, as the Suns were beaten by the Wolves in the most embarrassing way. Okay, Ant-Man is a superstar, and the Timberwolves have some of the best on-ball and interior defense in the league, but with such a star-studded Big Three with decent support, what on earth happened to the Phoenix Suns? And are they the worst super team in NBA history? Welcome to Sportsphere. Let's get into it. If we look closer at the skill set of the Big Three in Phoenix, it quickly becomes obvious the lack of synergy in their game style. All 3 players are ball dominant. All 3 players strive in one-on-ones and off the dribble, and all 3 guys have been score-first players throughout their basketball careers. Not exactly a recipe for success, bringing much of the blame to Matt Ishbia and the Phoenix front office. But to determine how big this failure was, let's look at a super team that actually succeeded. In 2007, the Celtics formed their Big Three and swiftly secured an NBA championship in their first season together, led by versatile big man Kevin Garnett, all-round forward Paul Pierce, and elite shooter Ray Allen, a trio of players with different skill sets that proved to complement each other. This caused envy around the league, with countless teams trying to imitate this series of trades by Danny Ainge, even to this day. But at the end of the day, all 32 NBA teams are chasing one trophy, which naturally sees many teams fall flat on their face. So super team failures are inevitable and much more common than super team success stories. In 1996, Charles Barkley joined Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler in Houston to try and secure a chip, and despite some regular and postseason success, due to being in their later years among other reasons, things didn't work out. And after Scottie Pippen joined a couple years later, tensions between him and Charles escalated further, soon before a championship was no longer attainable. Fast forward to the 2012-2013 NBA season, where the Lakers tried to create their own super team. They assembled a star-studded lineup featuring Kobe Bryant, Pau Gasol, Dwight Howard, and later added Steve Nash to the mix. With 4 all-star caliber players in their starting lineup, the Lakers were poised to dominate the league and contend for a championship. However, injuries to Nash and Howard proved to halt the big wishes of the Lakers to reach championship status once again. More recently, in the 2017-18 season, the Oklahoma City Thunder's attempt at a Big Three with Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Carmelo Anthony epitomized the challenges of assembling star-studded lineups. While individually talented, they struggled to find synergy on the court. particularly in crucial playoff moments, as they went down to the Utah Jazz, led by a rookie Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. Similarly, Brooklyn's ambitious experimental Big Three, built with former All-Stars, KD, Kyrie, and James Harden, fell short of expectations after just one season. And while injuries and bad luck played a factor in their inability to progress in the postseason, questions were raised to their ability to coexist, especially after their elimination in the first round of the 2021 playoffs.
That does it.
Probably the most talented team of all time. However, again resulted in a quick disbandment. As for the Lakers team, despite winning a chip in the bubble season to accompany LeBron and Anthony Davis, they traded for Russell Westbrook in 2021, and he proved to cause many more problems than solutions. Although factors like injury to LeBron and AD altered the Lakers' chance at another ring, Russ proved to not be the same player as he once was, especially playing in a diminished role he was unfamiliar to. The Clippers have also made continuous strides to create and improve their super team. Back in 2019, they acquired Kawhi and Paul George at the same time, before even Westbrook and James Harden found their way onto the team. Despite having multiple big names, they generally struggled to translate regular season success into playoff victories, even to this day, with injuries continuously playing a factor. And these are just a few of many examples of Big Three super teams in history, but all examples usually have the underlying problems. When super teams are formed, their intention is to chase a ring, which is more common in older players, usually above 30 years old. And such players have higher risk of serious injury, especially in the playoffs. And these players often come with habits not conducive to playing winning basketball. As they've usually been the number one option on their team, when they become the second or third option for their team, an adjustment phase is usually needed, and tensions within the team are more likely to heat up, causing internal problems and conflict. Super teams often lack the chemistry and cohesion that comes with long-term player partnerships. Take the current Denver Nuggets team and the Warriors from last decade, for example. Dynasties are typically built through the NBA draft, not by trading young talent and draft picks for established players. Now, going back to the abysmal experiment in Phoenix in this 2023-24 season, giving up practically your entire future, only to be swept in the first round, is nothing short of a complete failure. And especially considering the Suns had no significant injuries in their sweep to the Wolves, it's not an exaggeration to say this team may be the biggest super team failure in NBA history. However, although the trio of KD, Booker, and Beal could have played better, the chances of success were slim to begin with, due to the imbalance of the roster itself, bringing most of the blame of the Suns' failure to Matt Ishbia and new owner syndrome. So, front offices should take this example of Phoenix as something they should avoid at all costs, and maybe focus on drafting and developing players, rather than trading away their future for declining superstars. Anyways, do you think this is the worst super team formed in NBA history? Let us know your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching SportsSphere, and we'll see you next time.